Okay, this is my market update for the week ending Friday, August 14th, 2015. Markets ended the week with a slight gain this week. It was a fairly volatile week of trading. We had a really pretty big gap up on Monday, followed by a decline going into Tuesday and Wednesday morning over concerns regarding the Chinese devaluation of their currency. However, on Wednesday we had a very strong reversal, um, followed by some choppy trading action going into Thursday and Friday. And I believe markets really are at a turning point here. You can see from the chart in front of you, it's a daily chart of the SPY ETF. You can see we're basically trading within the apex of that triangle that I've drawn. So we either trade out of it and potentially make new highs, or we break down, trade below it again, and probably have a decent chance of making a lower low. It's very important to basically wait for a signal if you're either bullish or bearish, because you gotta also take a look at the VIX. It's currently very low. I mean, I suppose it could fall further, but it's not really at a point where you necessarily want to make a huge investment into stocks right now. And by the same token, if you look at the SPY, the RSI index, for 14 periods, we're basically, there could also be a potential that we cross above the 60 level as well, which would indicate a return to some fairly bullish sentiment, and that's one thing that could push us out of the apex of that triangle. Okay, now going through some trades that I executed this week. So I was in VGR for a brief 2 to 3 days. So I basically got in at the $25 level. The entry was timed pretty well. It was basically at a point where the stock was trading above the 30-day moving average on that 30-minute chart, and then today we got a pretty steep decline in the morning. It did bounce back, but due to my rules, I got stopped out. Now switching to a daily chart of VGR, you can see the green arrow represents my entry point. My rationale for entering into the position was that it was Wednesday, so there was basically the stocks declined heavily early in the morning. So I noticed this was trading below the 20-day moving average, and I got in upon the crossover above that 20-day moving average, the white line on the chart, and the other confirmatory indicators such as the RSI 14 period was above 60-61 level, so it gave me further confidence. And that circle that I've drawn, it basically shows the prior example of the signal, what occurred after. Now I'll just briefly go through some sectors. So you can see utilities. It's a weekly chart. Had a very strong past few weeks. Next up, it's a weekly chart of the biotech IBB index. You could see this sector actually made a lower low this week. It's currently trying to bounce off of the 30-week moving average, and it's been a while since it connected at that level. But I think it generally shows sort of like a risk-off sentiment, even though the general averages snapped back this week. Next up, it's a weekly chart of gold GLD ETF. And I think the chart shows it had a pretty nice bounce this week off of the lows. I think it points to general risk-adverse sentiment among investors. Thanks for listening. It's good to be back. If you're interested in knowing more about my ideas, you can follow me on Twitter at DeconstructMad, where I post daily updates of entries and exits, as well as new trade ideas as I stumble upon them. Take care. Enjoy your weekend.